important for me to talk to you guys about what's going on in the Arctic. As much as this summer has been training sails and a lot of fun for Yeva and I, next year's campaign, next year's expedition is all about raising awareness for what is going on in the Arctic. Did you know that in the last 40 years alone, we've lost 2/3 of all Arctic summer sea ice? Some scientists now are estimating that as early as 2050, the Arctic could be entirely ice-free in the summer months, meaning that I could circumnavigate around the ice next year. And before I'm 50 years old, I could sail a straight line from Scotland to Tokyo across the top of the world. Which, when you let that sort of information sink in and really think about what that means for the survival of our oceans, it's quite harrowing, worrisome information. We have already lost a huge amount of the Arctic, but I don't believe that it's too late to try and conserve and protect what we still have. And succeeding in doing that is going to be so important, not just for the Arctic communities and the Arctic animals that don't live anywhere else in the world, but also for global seaside communities that are at risk of rising sea levels. There's also this massive risk as we lose the Arctic ice that more oil and gas drilling moves into the Arctic, which is going to exacerbate the problem even more. It's going to bring oil spills and huge environmental disasters to an area that's already so fragile. And it's really important that we talk about it, you know, that we raise awareness, that we educate the future generations, and that we try and get people who can make decisions to protect the Arctic sitting around the same table and doing exactly that. So two of the charities that I'm supporting with what I'm trying to do are Polar Bears International and Ocean Conservancy. Now, Polar Bears International is pretty self-explanatory in their name, what it is that they're trying to conserve and protect, which are the amazing polar bears that live inside the Arctic. What Ocean Conservancy are trying to do is implement regulations inside Arctic areas by getting politicians to sit down together and actually, you know, put into practice policies that are going to help conserve the Arctic. So they're working on getting nature reserves put in, getting areas where oil and gas drilling is going to be forbidden. They're working on making regulations so that every ship going up there has a certain amount of oil spill kits and things like that on board to be able to be self-sufficient in such a remote area should something go wrong. It's definitely causes that we need to be fighting for, I believe. So as I leave Norway, I just wanted to chat about that with you guys. Obviously I'm going to be going back to the UK and getting the boat sorted and ready for next year's expedition, but I don't want to only be talking about these issues next year, you know, when I'm out there sailing around the Arctic, to showcase just how quickly we have lost this Arctic sea ice. So yeah, important for me to just mention that to you guys, get you thinking about what you can do with your boats to make them more sustainable, more friendly for the environment. Have a think about some of the equipment I've got on board Yeva. From, you know, little changes like having a filter in your bilge water systems to stop any microplastics and microfibers from inside your yachts making it into the water, to slightly bigger investments like solar, water and wind generators in order to, you know, be able to generate power through other means. And have a think about how you live your day-to-day lives at home on land as well. You know, think about what products you're choosing at the supermarket, think about recycling, reducing waste, and yeah, hopefully we can educate and inspire and get people making more conscious decisions, as well as supporting NGOs that are going to be talking to the politicians that are the people in charge who can make decisions in regards to legislation that are going to be able to impact change. Now, I'm not a politician, you know, I haven't got a university degree, I'm not a scientist, but what I can do is use the area that I like to enjoy, you know, the ocean where I spend my time, to inspire and spread the word. And yeah, hopefully that's hitting home. fast, but yeah, putting that to rest for now. Nearly back on British turf. Okay, it is Wednesday morning now. Last night was absolutely stunning. The sky was just completely full of stars, not a cloud in sight. It was absolutely stunning. Even a couple of shooting stars at one point, which was super cool. I didn't get a lot of sleep because I was crossing through the traffic separation scheme that lies off of the coast of Norway. So I've been catching up on some of that sleep this morning. It's now about 10 a.m. Motor sailing currently, we've got about 9 knots of wind. Every now and then it pops up to double digits, but then drops back down again, so keeping an eye on it, but motor sailing currently. Making good time. So the sun's just going down on day 2 now of crossing the North Sea from Älvsjö to Shetland. I should hopefully get into Shetland about this time tomorrow, which will make it about a 3-day crossing. I've been motor sailing to try and keep up speed because it's quite a small weather window for this crossing before the next storm comes over from England. So we're making good speed, we're making good progress. So something you might not know about, particularly if you're new to my page and who I am and what I'm doing, is that at the end of my circumnavigation of the Arctic Circle next year, I'm going to be putting Yeva up for auction, and I'm going to be donating all of the proceeds from the auction to charities Polar Bears International and Ocean Conservancy. It's important for me with what I'm doing to try and raise awareness about what's going on in the Arctic. I hope to highlight the fragility of the Arctic and how quickly we are losing it by circumnavigating it alone next year. However, it's also important to me that I give back to the Arctic for my time spent there. I'm not trying to inspire floods of tourism and people heading up there themselves. I'm just trying to inspire people to feel more connected to the Arctic and realise how intricately linked we are to its survival. So that's how I've decided to give back for the time that I will have spent travelling around the Arctic, to be able to showcase it for you guys back at home. So in the meantime, pre-auction, or even if you're not looking to buy a boat but you want to contribute and be a part of the project, please consider donating to Polar Bears International and or Ocean Conservancy as well. 2 amazing charities that deserve our support for what they're trying to do. Day 3. Should be getting into Shetland tonight, hopefully. I can see Shetland!